Hello, so again I've been sent some free stuff which I'm quite happy about, and I'm particularly happy about this one because I think it's quite good free stuff. So it's the Veikk A30 and it's a nice graphics tablet for £36.41 at the moment, and that's from GearBest. I have got some links in the description. They are affiliated links, so you would be supporting me if you click on them, although I am giving it a very honest review of this one. I like this graphics tablet. I think it's very good. The one big thing is the price. It's the cheapest I've seen for this sort of quality. So we've got a pen and the graphics tablet obviously, but the pen isn't one of those that you have to plug in, and although that's not a major problem, it is quite nice not having to have that. The closest I've found of this sort of quality is getting on to £45 to £50. And generally I imagine that most people watching this are sort of students or hobbyists and so forth, so you may want to just try out a graphics tablet. This then is the answer. I don't think though it's as good as the XP Pen, which I would thoroughly recommend as well, but that's around £50. So if you're a bit more serious, I'd go for that one. If you're really serious, then you go for the really high-end Wacom, but they're lots of money, and I would get a display screen if you're really serious. And I've got other reviews on that, so you can look at those. But for the price, this is fantastic. It's got the 10" by 6" working area, which I think is what you want to go for if you're getting a graphics tablet. Even if you're a beginner, I wouldn't go for anything smaller than that. I think that's just the right size, and it's a nice comfortable size. It's got the 4 programmable buttons, so you can program controls with those. I don't often use those when I'm using a graphics tablet. It's only when I'm using a display tablet and I'm actually drawing on the screen that I have my hand over the side and press the buttons. Otherwise, I generally don't use them because you have your keyboard right next to you anyway, so that's not a big issue. The responsiveness and the levels of pressure sensitivity are very good, and it's as good as any high-end graphics tablet in my opinion. I don't notice any different there. The only difference I really notice when it comes to high-end graphics tablets and this sort of cost, and it's the same with the XP Pen, which is a similar cost, is the sort of spongy pen, and the nib of the pen is very soft and squidgy. The nib of the pen on expensive graphics tablets tends to be quite hard, especially the Wacom, whereas this is quite soft. I don't see that as a problem. I think it's just something I would have to get used to, but I'm not used to it, so I find it a bit frustrating when I'm working. In terms of the test, they're all really good. In terms of pressure sensitivity, it's really good. And you can see me doing the straight line test here, all absolutely fine. And you can see me doing a slow straight line, and there's not much jitter at all. That's probably just me having a bit of shaky hand there. And in terms of the pressure, soft to hard and things like that, that's all really great. I used it in Blender, Critter and Photoshop, and all worked perfectly well. No problems at all, quite comfortable using it. The only issues I found was when I was pressing on the very corners of the graphics tablet in menus and I was double clicking. I found that I had to double click a couple of times, and that may be because I'm not used to that softness, but it may be that in the corners it doesn't quite pick it up. I'm not so sure. That's probably just me. Now, I did have a problem with the drivers, so when I tried to install it with my multiple monitors, it didn't seem to like it. It did have an option to map it to different monitors, which obviously you need, but I set it up to one and it seemed to have a compatibility issue with the resolution. But when I went to the single monitor and unplugged my other monitors, it was fine. I'm sure I could probably research it a bit more and find some answers, but it's not something I'm prepared to do when I'm not really going to use it and only reviewing it. But that's something to bear in mind. You may have to find out what the issue is if you've got multiple monitors, and I would suggest you do have multiple monitors as a graphic artist getting into this, so it's probably something you will want to do. Having said that, it is a great value product for the price. It's quite thin and streamlined. The pen comes in a nice case and you only have one wire to sort of move around with it. So if you're taking it around with your laptop, this is a good option, and this is probably something I would use with my laptop. The other problem I had was it wasn't happy with the other drivers I had on my system. Now, you probably won't find this, but it could be an issue if you are, let's say, a student, you want to use it at home and then take it to college, and they've got different drivers on their machine. It may cause a clash and you may not be able to use it in your college. So that's something to bear in mind as well. It's not definitely a problem, and it may be a fixable problem, but it's something that I wasn't able to find the answer to, and I had to uninstall my drivers, install this one, and it was all fine. Now, the other problem you may find buying from GearBest is it takes 15 to 28 days to ship. So if you're looking to buy a graphics tablet in a hurry, then I wouldn't recommend this. One other issue you might get is with GearBest and the shipping, you may get an import tax. I haven't noticed this more recently, and especially when they send me something and it's like 28 days in terms of the delivery, there's no problem. But occasionally when they send me something quickly, then I have to pay the tax, which is a few pound or so, which is something to bear in mind. All in all, I would say this is a really great graphics tablet for the price. It's very good quality, you don't have to plug the pen in, good pressure sensitivity and so forth. They do seem to do sort of flash sales, so maybe now is the time to buy. They do seem to up the price. I've noticed that with other products I've reviewed, and then suddenly the price has gone up. So do bear that in mind. So if you do want to buy it and you want to support me, then please click on my affiliated link. Hopefully there'll be one in the description. If not, there'll be one on my website. If you've had any experience with this graphics tablet, then put the comments in the description. And if you've had any experience buying from GearBest, then put the comments in the description, and that may help other people. So do read the comments and have a look what other people are saying about this as well. Thanks for watching.